me and Dr. V now. He's frozen down there. I think I can get him back. We're going to get him back. Hold on, Dr. V. Hold on. What's he doing?
Back.
Dr. V. Well, somebody send in a note to Dr. V and say, lay a little cash out and do something with your home Wi-Fi, please.
I keep fighting with my Wi-Fi people.
Fighting doesn't work. I didn't fight. Did I get it worked out?
How did you get it worked out?
Is it working?
Yeah.
Any problems?
How do you know it's not your connection?
It isn't, because you're the one freezing. It ain't me. That makes it real easy, doesn't it?
I guess so.
Yes, we are live. I'm hoping that Spartacus, hey, what's happening? I don't want other people seeing us go at it. It just, if it was me freezing, Joe, I'd say that's why I dealt with it, because I was having problems with the phone. And Google wasn't helping with it, so I did all this. I found our answer, and now we got our answer. Joe. Me and Dr. V, an opinion show. We love seeing everybody. We're psyched. We're going to be going on. I think you saw our thumbnail. Of course, what are you going to talk about this weekend? You've got to. Marjorie Taylor Greene, MAGA, the economy, Trump, and what is going on in this country. A little bit about what's going on outside of this country, too. This first thing, let's talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think the MAGA people are going to want to talk much about her, Joe. I think they're going to stay quiet on this kind of stuff, because with her leaving, they are devolving, Devo. The problem you got is Marjorie Taylor Greene says she didn't want to be a battered housewife to Donald Trump. And as Joe and I were talking about earlier, he was asking me, why do I think she did this? I think it's very much purely politics. Excuse me. In fact, let me give you a really interesting little sidebar before I tell you about how the politics comes in. You note how she's leaving January 5th, Joe?
Why?
Because that's 5th year. At that point, her health insurance is set up. And her pension is set up for. So she's 2 days after, January 5th is 2 days after that 5th year requirement. So when she resigns, she keeps her health care, so her family's not going to have to worry about the health care. She's going to keep her health care, and she's going to be able to keep her pension. So I say, in this world of Trump doing what he does, taking billions, I suppose that's not outrageous. In the old days, that would have been considered sickness, but what are you going to do? If you're leaving, you want to get the cash, I can't get on it. But I wanted to note it to you, okay? Because I find it very interesting. 2 days after she could lose her pension benefits and her health care, she ain't doing that. She's out. She's getting herself set up. What do I think is going to happen? I think she wants to run for governor. I think she's being really smart. If she believes what she says, that the Republicans are going to lose in 2026, then she wants to get out of there, because for the next year, that would mean she'd have to be backing Trump, because a major part of the opposition to the Republicans is going to be anti-Trump, along with these specific candidates. She didn't want to be sitting there tarred and feathered by that. Therefore, she says, let me get out of town. If they lose, it's not my fault. I got my pension and I got my health care. I can run around, say I'm a woman of the people, do my thing, and maybe run for governor, or maybe set myself up for a big consulting job at the Heritage Foundation, and make some real money there. I can't blame her. That's what all these people do when they leave. Then she said, but the thing was so interesting was she said she was what, beating her like a wife, a battered wife? Listen to her. So
it's not a good look.
That is not a good look at all. And right now, the president's going to have some real problems. And let's talk why. Remember, the economy stinks. I didn't use that word on the title. I took it out of the title. But why is the economy so bad? Because people, not only is the economy bad, but people believe it's bad. And when people believe it's bad, you ain't going to get them out of it until you can prove to them like it is. A Turkish dad now, Raftius, no Turk in my line, my friend. Not there. And we've got both mustaches. He's got a mustache too. No Turk there either. So, sorry. I'm Eastern European. He's Western European. No Turks in there. But the Turks are cool. We got our own mustaches. I'm sorry. Let me get back to it. So the problem you got now is you're starting to see cracks in MAGA. And I'm not getting on it about, wow, yeah, tremendous. MAGA is going to, the real populist strength of MAGA is starting to come out. And the people in MAGA, knowing that Trump is not going to be the man in 2 years, because I don't think he's going to run in 2028. I don't see how he can. I don't think they want him to. I think new people want to come in like J.D. Vance and the others. So they've got to sit there and decide, what are we going to do to be able to get votes? How do you get votes? You tell people, I'm behind you. So remember the other day I was talking, our last live stream, Joe, I was saying, hey, I think that if all these AI, new AI technology is putting people out of jobs, that the companies should be training these people that they're laying off for the new jobs. You gave me a look like you're giving me now. But now you're starting to see MAGA talking about it. Really interesting. I think they were listening to us. You're hearing some of the top guys talking about how government, if not the company, government should now be getting these people trained now for what they think is going to be coming in the future. My problem is government never knows what's coming in the future. But if these companies, these tech bros are saying, I know what the future is, and I know where it's going, therefore, I don't need you to work for me, then those are the people who supposedly will understand where AI is going and will be able to say to these people, I'm not just laying you off, I'm going to set you up with some training. And let's talk about where we think it's going to get people to get people to understand that you can learn and be prepared. Because what killed us last time was, I keep looking at West Virginia, which is a neighbor of ours here. And you look at these people, when they stopped the coal mining, they didn't do anything for the coal miners. They didn't do anything. Of course, it helped with the black lung disease, which is coming back, but they did nothing for them. So these people are out of jobs, didn't know what to do. They had to work them slowly over to gas because there's so much natural gas over West Virginia, those jobs. But so many people lost their jobs and never came back. Why? Because nobody looks forward. The problem we've got is every time we have these big technological moves, we don't say, well, these people we're going to displace, we have to start thinking about them now. I'm not talking about giving them welfare. I'm not talking about feeling pity for them. I'm talking about making sure that these people can become can stay parts of society, feel like parts of society, feel successful, maybe be able to buy a house one day, maybe be able to buy a car without being, a 10-year loan, and be able to really be a part of America. And that's what we're starting to see. I'm going to throw it off to you, and I'll be looking over at the Mosh Pit as we're going, Joe. But that's how I see it. And I think, and keep this in mind too, when we're talking the economy, I want everybody to remember this. I've been saying this for weeks. When these companies tell you it's AI, that's why they're firing everybody, it isn't always AI. Most of the time it isn't. You may see it with Microsoft or with, or I don't hear NVIDIA lay anybody off, but Microsoft or Amazon or these guys. But a lot of these other companies say AI the way they used to say I'm internet in 2000, and they weren't internet. So you're then in a position where they're just using this cover to lay people off and just laying people off. So if you're saying to these employers of a certain size, if you're just going to lay people off and you want to call it on AI, then you have to show us how these people are going to be able to move forward and be a part of society as AI becomes a part of society. And at the same time, all the electricity it's taken, all the data centers, they should have a way. They're just sucking all our energy out. So you must be paying incredible numbers. We're paying incredible numbers. You can't believe it because the tech bros are running everything. I'm going to come back to it, Spartacus. I love you. I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to jump to Joe now, let him get started and see if he now agrees with me, unlike last time when I said I think these companies that say AI and say they know where they're going should be the ones who are taking these people and helping train them for where they think AI and their business is going. That's my thought, Joe. I think that's part of where MAGA is going. They're talking government, but I'm throwing it out to you on this while I look at the Mosh Pit.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying makes logical sense. My point last time was, what makes you think that the tech bros are going to start making logical sense, especially if there's no consequences for their behavior? I mean, what you're saying really speaks to a whole theme that we've been talking about, and the whole purpose of this live stream is working together, citizenship, helping each other out. And what we observe is that there seems to be a bifurcation, a split between certain people who are doing incredibly well and a lot of people supporting that and doing not so well. And we think that's not healthy for the country. That's the essential issue. And I think that cuts across different political views. I think there are many people in the quote MAGA base who have this sort of populist attitude. And you see it also, in among some Democrats on the left, where Mandami is talking about the same sort of thing, this populist view that there needs to be some redistribution of wealth, if you will. And so it would be healthy for the country. I agree with you 100% for the companies that are doing well, thanks to AI, to reinvest some of their earnings into helping the people that are being displaced. That makes perfect logical sense. And you're right, it's in the country and I would say the company's long-term best interest, because if you don't have a middle class to buy stuff, then all these things that the tech bros are developing are not going to go anywhere. So that's the issue. You need to have a healthy economy, and that's going to help. That's going to raise up everyone. So I think that's been our point for a long time. And what I see is sort of a realignment here. The Marjorie, people like Marjorie, people like Mandami, or Bernie Sanders. A lot of people are sort of coming together to say we need to stand up for working class people, and those are really the heroes in the country, not people.
Saw that going.
Oops, I think I lost you.
Joe, you back?
I'm back. Yeah.
Jeez.
Just when I was on a roll. Oh my goodness.
We're on a roll. Let me jump into the box.
Go ahead.
That tells you got to get it fixed. Maybe people should throw into a little kiddie form for Dr. V to be able to have some real Wi-Fi. Okay. Let me look at some of these. Sees the Trump ship sinking. That's right. Hey, Cole, here we go here. What jobs are we talking about, Mike? The jobs we're talking about are the jobs where the companies are saying, because of AI, they're not going to need these people. We're talking up to 1 million people under the Challenger report a week ago are not going to need these people any longer because AI is going to take their jobs, make the other people they're working more productive. My question is, I don't know what jobs we're going to be talking about, Mike, but these companies that are saying AI is going to replace these people, they know where AI is going to be going, or at least they think they do. Those are the jobs we're talking about. And those AI companies are the big ones, should be helping these people whose jobs they're walking away from, because they're the ones who understand where AI is going. I got to feel it. I use it all the time. Joe uses it all the time, but we don't understand it the way these guys do. So if they're going, AI is taking us this way, then start training Americans on jobs. So when AI takes us that way, those Americans can have jobs. Kathmandu, let me explain something to you, blah, blah, blah. Number one, blah has an H at the end. So it's B-L-A-H, B-L-A-H, B-L-A-H. Also, Iggy Pop has a great album called Blah, Blah, Blah. I loved it. I think David Bowie was in on it. I think Tom Rundgren had a hand in producing it. Iggy always rocks. Iggy rocked on that one. So this is an early music session. Kathmandu, tell us where we're just blah, blah, blah. But when you're doing it, crank up. That title song is great on the album. Go for it. I love Iggy Pop. Okay, Mr. Twan, good to see you. Populism, thank you, Sparks. But populism is really what you define it as. I just think populism is caring about people in the long run instead of just caring about yourself. And when you're talking about people's jobs, when you're talking about people's money, I mean, think about this. Under AI, let's see what's going on with the AI and how this is going to be hurting or helping the economy. MAGA is splitting up over another major issue with AI, Joe. That issue is, should the states regulate it, or can the states regulate it, or can the federal government just preempt and say they regulate it? Trump wants to totally regulate it. He has announced he's talking about doing an executive order. He's telling all the states, don't do it. You shouldn't do it. It all should be run from up here. Now, you and I understand why it should all be running from up here, because Trump is up here. That's where his pockets are, and that's where they all get filled. So the tech bros go on up. These billionaires, these guys got all the money, who are just putting all the money in their pocket at everybody's expense, taking everybody's jobs, getting rid of it because their technology is so great. You got Elon Musk saying, what, 20 years we're not working? Is that what Eli? I heard that 50 years ago when I was a kid. We weren't going to be working. So what are people going to be doing? Sitting around the Garden of Eden, sharing apples? I mean, what's going to be going on here, Joe? So that doesn't work. People want to work. They want their brains to expand. They want to have families. They want to enjoy things. They want to be a part of something. You don't make people sleep on the bed. You're not a part of something when that happens. That's part of the problem. What's going on right now? So when you have this, he doesn't want state rates because he wants to run everything. This is what I think is happening. He still has all the control. He's not going to lose the control. He's pushing all this through. As with everything else, America goes too far one way, America goes too far another way here. So what ends up happening is we're going to go way too far with the tech bros under Trump, with all the data centers and everything. It's just going to get gigantic. Then we're going to have some type of correction. I'm not talking stock market. I'm just talking market or whatever. Some type of correction, because we always go too far, because people are going to go, I'm losing my job. My electricity's too much. I can't afford the food. I can't do this. I can't take care of my family. And it's going to come back this way and become much more populist and worrying more about people. So what these tech bros are trying to do is move as fast as they can, because you can only stop momentum. You really can't stop momentum immediately. It takes a while to stop momentum. So if they can sit there and already start pumping these billions into new data centers and everything, you can't just stop them. They're going to be building them. So I would say, you want to build those data centers, Hoss? You want everybody around you doing that? Then you take some of that energy and you throw it to the city that you're near. You take some of that energy and you throw it to the town you're near. That's working together. That's caring.
Well, when they're building data centers, aren't they doing that? Don't they have to hire people to do the construction and hire people to manage the data centers?
Yeah, but the problem you have now is all the power's being pulled. I'm talking about the cost, Joe. All the power's being pulled by these people. Have you seen the costs in Pennsylvania and Maryland? It's through the roof, because there's real issues about where the power is going and where you're getting power, because all these AI companies are sucking all this extra power down. And as they go, so you're building, but it takes years to build all this stuff. You're not going to suddenly have nuclear plants everywhere. Most people don't want nuclear. I always hear about nuclear. It ain't happening. Do you want a nuclear plant in your backyard? Yeah, right. So I just don't see that happen. That's why it's so dumb. Trump's so dumb getting rid of solar. But you look at this, and the costs are going up so high. And if they are sucking all the energy and they are using all that energy, we are in competition with the big boys for the use of energy, because there's not enough energy right now, not enough electricity. That's the problem, because they haven't built enough. That's where it was. Mr. Twan, what did Mr. Twan do? You're not getting mod. Oh, mod. Let me tell you.
Makes sense. All right. Thank you. I think he's trying to be supportive there.
Oh, I like him. He's okay. Anyway, we were mods. We really weren't mods. The Who were mods. The Who. Mods.
They were the mods, yeah.
The mods in England. They were the mods. You had the mods and the other guys, whoever they were, the toughs. I don't know. And they were going at it, but they were the mods, and they were the mods group, the Who. Man, we're getting some music in here. So thank you. We look at you guys in the Mosh Pit. We love you. And not me, babe. The back shots. Who had the back shots? Did you have back shots? I had thumb shots. What did you have back shots? Oh, he's checking in. Somebody had back shots. Whoever. Okay.
Mod equals moderator, right?
Okay, mod, that's okay, but we're mods for the music too. Spartacus and the Who are cool. You're cool. I say right.
Love the Who.
The Who. So Spartacus is the Who. He's Pete Townshend. He's Keith Moon. That was my favorite, the drummer. Okay. I love Keith Moon. What a lunatic. Absolute lunatic. I mean, so, we keep dealing with this. So you have the utility bills going up, and not only the utility bills, how are they going to pay for their health care, Joe? We're looking at these people. These are Americans, right?
That's a disaster.
That's a disaster. They were cut off from food. Okay, and I don't know who knows if they're getting it back snap, because people have to reapply or whatever in certain states. You have electricity costs through the roof. You have interest rates for Visa card like 25%. You can't get Now the food's outrageous. And now January 1st, you got your deals coming for your insurance, your health insurance. What are you going to do with health insurance? You know, I hear the Republicans now, oh, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this. What good does that do January 1st? What good does that do when Americans can't have any health insurance? Because these guys who had 16 or 15 years to fix it are now moaning and groaning. And who gets hurt? The regular people. That's what's going on, Joe. It's either the politicians or the tech bros, and they're all together on this. And it's Americans who are getting handled. Joe, it's yours.
Well, today I looked at my Social Security benefit for next year.
Okay.
And as you know, there's been a 2.8% cost of living increase, theoretically.
Okay.
And then I looked at the fine print, and it said, the cost of your supplemental insurance is going up, which comes out automatically.
Right.
So the net amount that you're going to get each month is actually less next year than it was this year. And I have Medicare, and that's supposed to be, government funded. So I'm just really worried about the people who are paying for health insurance and the businesses that pick up the cost for that. That's going to be a giant shock for people. I think that any small gains that they make here or there are going to really be wiped out by health insurance premiums.
It's crazy. And I don't know if you saw, there was a big article, I don't know if it was in the Journal or the Post the other day, about, it was CNBC. And it's Melissa Lee, I think, has a whole thing on there if you go look at it, about how these employer plans are now buying drugs from overseas.
Mm.
But understand the problem. Say you get drugs from China. Are they any good? Because they're from a group that does it. And then you're an employee and you go, I don't want to take a chance on a Chinese drug or Vietnamese drug. I want an American drug. And the employer says, well, then you don't have to be a part of the health plan. You can just opt out of our health plan and pay for it yourself. So people, regular Americans, are being forced in a lot of companies to get junk. Who knows? Some of it may be good, but can you take a chance? Has it been checked? I mean, can you really say anything good about our FDA right now? I kind of wonder about that. I mean, all of a sudden, since Kennedy has decided to put on the website.
Don't get me started on the FDA. I've been having some run-ins with the FDA right now.
You always have run-ins. So, but how about Kennedy now saying that autism, put it on the website that autism is pretty much says has something to do with vaccines. Okay.
But you can't prove that vaccines are safe. You can't prove anything in science. That's the whole point.
Well, the other point is, Joe, is that nobody even knew what autism was. We probably had a lot of autistic kids in our classes growing up. We didn't know. They just took kids who were out of it and used to stick them in used to call it other names, but the other class that everybody would walk by and go, oh, it's them. Right? Every class had it in the public schools. And they just moved them out. And they gave them their own little class, and they called it whatever. And everybody would call them their own names because we were all nasty back then. But we wouldn't really talk to them. They had their own class. We had our own class. But that's what starts happening with this. So and then meanwhile, now what is autism anymore? It's like a zillion different spectrums, right? It's this, it's that, it's that, it's this, it's everything. So they see it everywhere. Of course, there's going to be more. Everybody sees it. And I'm not the doctor. Joe's the doctor. But everything I read says that these vaccines, the stuff that was in them that Kennedy and everybody was yelling about has been taken out of those vaccines. That's my understanding, Joe. You know better than I do. I've been reading it.
I mean, the statistics are clear that they've looked at thousands and hundreds of thousands of cases, and there's no increased risk of autism in kids that are vaccinated versus kids that are not vaccinated. So while science can never prove anything 100% is true, this is one of those things where it's pretty darn obvious that vaccines are not associated with increase in autism. On the other hand, vaccines are definitely associated with reduced risk of getting serious infections. And so you weigh the costs and the benefits for these sorts of things, and clearly the benefits outweigh the risk.
And I read, I'm telling you, I could be wrong. Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong here, that they say that the whatever the material is that went into the vaccines that they say led to the autism has all been taken out. What was it though? Iron? I don't know. Some junk. I know nothing about that. I just know they say they took it out. And so there shouldn't be autism issues. Yet there's more and more and more because we're seeing things and we give them names and we try to deal with them. We try to help people. So therefore it gets worse. And at the same time, what then happens? We got no food. It's too expensive for food. It's too expensive for a house. It's too expensive for insurance. It's too expensive for everything. What are you going to say? Huh? What are you going to say? What is ESOL, Joe? Lovey said it. I have buddies in ESOL. I'm not sure.
Buddies in the, I don't know. Yeah, spell it out for us, guys.
Yeah, spell it out.
Jeremiah,
why are wages low? Because they try to keep them as low as possible. Why is food cost so much? Because all the costs have been passed on, and tariffs had a big hand in it. Isn't that interesting? They were going up. Now Trump says, I'm going to take tariffs off. I'm the hero. Meanwhile, you're the one who raised the prices, Mr. President. I'm a hero. Yeah, you're a real hero. Okay. Why is housing so expensive? Well, it's been bad for like the last 5-7 years. So it has something to do with it. It has nothing to do with 100 million foreigners. Of course it doesn't. Any proof it's being immigrants are a negative to the tax system? No, they aren't. The beneficiaries are Americans because they pump big money into the tax system. And if they're not what you call legal, then you're getting free money from these people when they work because they get nothing.
They're putting money into Social Security and they're not going to collect any. So
right.
It's a net positive.
Yet at the same time, there was a great article in the paper today. I think about it once again, I think it was the Times, about this guy with the fraud that goes on with it. How a lot of these illegal immigrants who have been here for like 20 years and have jobs and have people, you know me, I'm a big believer in all of them, but it ends up they get they get real Social Security numbers from people who are either dead or alive.
Oh.
There's one story, great story. Oh, great. I feel bad for the guy. Where the guy's getting notices that he's making income, that he's getting W-2s, that he's living on Social Security, but Social Security said he's making another $130,000 over it. They want tax money back, and he's got to pay it back to them. And then he's going, what's all happening? I don't know what's happening. He kept going in. Everybody kept ignoring him. He finally got his police department to get the feds involved. They got involved. They fined the guy. The guy like lives in Missouri or something, works at a place, works at night, has 5 kids, works hard, but he's been using this guy's name all these years, making the money. So this guy, the legitimate American, had to pay back Social Security money, had to pay penalties on top of it because this guy is making the money and the American isn't. So the name's Dan Drucker or something. Really, really bad. So it goes both ways with individuals. But overall, the immigrants are were, if they're still here, a major plus to this country. I mean, I love American history. That was my thing in college. He was the science guy. I was the history guy. And when I got serious and my grades went up and they didn't want to throw me out of the fraternity because I wasn't pulling a cum down at the end. In fact, I was helping it stay up. It was all because of my history and political sciences. And now I'm starting to watch the Revolutionary War on
PBS.
Yes, which is great. And there's really nothing new there. But what's really interesting is when they talk about how different this country was. Everybody was a different person. You had the Irish Scots they're talking about, the English, the Spanish, the French, and the Native Americans, and they were all different in a lot of different ways. You had the enslaved, you had all these, and they said it was the most diverse country that anybody could even know. When they first met at the First Continental Congress, some people didn't even speak the same language when they were all first starting to meet, when they had all this. The Sons of Liberty, all these guys, they were different people all coming together. How's that any different than where we are now? You know, you look at history. Why can't we look at our real history and accept what it was? We are a nation of immigrants. Okay, the Native Americans were here. There are those who said they came over on the land bridge when the continents were attached or something like that. Who knows? They were Native Americans, but I'm born here. I'm a Native American. You're born here. You're a Native American. But we're all immigrants. We all come from immigrants. And that's a major part of what makes us so great. And when you watch the Revolutionary War, you go, man, That's it. And what they did was they were able to take all these different people and put them together and come up with these ideas of liberty and justice and do things. But that's where they went with it. To me, it's just absolutely amazing. And why we can't accept now how those same type of immigrants are bringing so much good stuff here, and why we can't do things to have a real immigration policy to take care of those that are here, that are making money, that have been here for 20, 30 years, that are legitimate, and give them a way to come in, give them green cards, give them working visas, take those who are already in line, make them citizens already, and find a way to bring new people in. And don't charge them $100,000 each. Think about that. Think about that. We're charging people $100,000 to come in. First of all, you want to charge them $1 million or two, Trump. 100,000 is cheap, but 100,000? Let people bring people in. It's a positive to America. When you bring in brains, when you bring in hard work, when you bring in people with great hand skills, when you bring in people who want to care, when you bring in family people, it's only good for America. What's so bad, Joe? Tell me. I don't know.
I mean, I think people are reacting to two factors. Number one, after COVID, there was a big influx of people who came into this country, and we weren't prepared to handle that big influx. And the border states felt the pain of that they had to deal with all these people. And then they started shipping people to urban areas in New York, Chicago, and the mayors in those cities weren't able to handle the influx. So I think there was a time when we had more people coming in than we could handle. So I understand why it was important to put the brakes on a little bit. Number two, I think there's some concern that some of the immigrants that came in, or not immigrants, or I guess immigrants that came in, were not coming in for the right reasons, that they were trying to take advantage of the system. Maybe they're doing illegal activities. And we all agree that those people shouldn't be here. So I think there's a good rational approach to handle the whole process of immigration that comes in at a pace that we're comfortable with. And the people who come in are people who are coming in for the right reasons. So if people just put their heads together, I'm sure we could solve.
There he goes again. I love him. He'll be back soon. He starts getting on a roll, Dr. V, and then he loses it. And then we see in the reviews it goes, why can't Dr. V fix his technology? We don't know. We're not sure right now. He's still there. He's still not back, I don't think. There he is. Joe.
Why is it every time I start talking, I lose the connection?
I don't know. Maybe somebody doesn't like you. All I can tell you is, why don't you just get your stuff fixed? Let's see. I mean, come on. They reuse Social Security numbers. Jeremiah, that's what I was talking about in this article in the paper today. It was very, very interesting. So you have to make sure. That's why another reason why you want to make a real immigration system so this doesn't happen. So people get real Social Security numbers. So if they work here, they pay their taxes in, they pay their Social Security in, and we know what's going on. But when you're just bringing people in and out, you're letting the coyotes or whoever you're talking about, right, they make their money. Why are we letting them make their money? We should worry about America, take care of America. And what I don't see right now is what I do see right now is a president running around the world trying to get his peace deals, his peace trophy, and doing nothing in America. What is going on good in America, Joe? People are unhappy. People are paying more for food. People are paying more for electricity. People are paying more for insurance. People are paying more for housing. People are paying more for everything. What is the president doing for the United States of America? What are the Republicans doing for the United States of America? What are the Democrats doing for the United States of America? What are the independents doing for the United States of American Congress? All they're doing is either not showing up, taking the money, put it in their pocket, and living good. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear it. I like Bernie, but Bernie, you're not delivering. Come on, okay? AOC. I mean, and our buddy, you got the mayor and the president in D.C., perfect move. They had to, get to shine for each other and say, yeah, we're friends. Next day, Trump says he could send send troops back into New York. But let's see what Mamdani can do. I just don't know. He seems like a slickster too, Joe. I just don't know. I hope he comes through. I hope he really takes care of New York. I don't live there. He's a mayor. Right on. I love New York. It's a great city, great people. I love America. It's that simple. So I hope it works, but we'll see. I watch these guys and I go, maybe I'm just too old, Joe. Maybe I'm just too cynical. But I've seen slicksters like this. They're all slicksters. When I watch Trump and Mandani sitting there, I looked at the old slickster and young slickster, and it was like, my God, were they any different? Mandani's sitting there like this. Trump's patting him on the back. I mean, don't give me the BS. I'm happy they got along for a day. It looks good. I hope it lasts for a long time. I'm sorry I'm a cynic, Joe. I apologize. Also, I don't drink coffee. I hate coffee. But I decided today I need a little milkshake to get me ready for the Ravens game. So that's what I was eating.
Go Ravens.
Go Ravens. I had to get ready for that. Got shifted down the constructions. All the factories are halted. Who is that? Udalamas. Any state that ICE shows up in? I don't know. Right now, Udalamas. I hope I'm saying it correctly. The problem is people aren't around. Oh, that ICE shows up in. But it's right. That's what happens. They come in. Did you see where they went blowing in? They went to Canal Street in New York. They're just picking people up. They just and I keep waiting to see the really bad people they get. They really aren't picking up that many bad people. They have every excuse in the world. And every time they take an American and arrest an American, they don't call it an arrest. They say the American's in the middle. They'll stick them in the car for 5 hours. They'll take them somewhere. That's an arrest. That's a unlawful detainer, okay? They're detaining Americans. They have every excuse why the Americans are wrong. You know something? I've kind of had it. I'm wondering. I've really kind of changed the way I look at things. I look at police as my protectors now. I look at ICE as many ways thugs. I'm sorry I feel that way. I just do, because they come on TV and they lie all the time, and the video shows how much they lie about what they do. They may get one bad person out of 100. The rest are just beating on, taking, throwing out, and they're taking Americans, and they don't care less. You don't hear them say, whoops, sorry, it's an American. I didn't mean to do it. No, it's the Americans' fault. So they come in with their masks on like thugs, just come running in, do what they want to do, in and out, and they run everything. That is Trump's national police force. And I'm telling you, as soon as the next president comes in, hopefully it's not somebody who believes in the way Trump is, we disband ICE. Disband it and reform it to just worry about the borders and quit with this national police force stuff, because they're not police. They're not supposed to be national. And behind them, they got these strike forces for the armies. Did you see that video that went up with the congressman telling you they just follow lawful orders? Look, I don't know if that was really necessary, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that Trump makes people do. Who knows what's lawful? I just don't know with him anymore. I don't think it's lawful, all the troops he's sending into the states, or the cities. Some judges say it isn't lawful. How about blowing up people, just blowing everybody up? I know what he's trying to do down there in the Caribbean, but he's just trying to make people scared. Maybe it'll work a little, so they'll move it. They won't go in the water. They'll go up the land and find a way to move. They always got to move drugs. This is no answer. And all he wants to do is be tougher and tougher. But at the same time, Joe, he's so tough. He's surrendering Ukraine. He is surrendering Ukraine to Russia because he just loves Putin. I've never seen it. How many times did I come on and say, when he would say, oh, I'm going to be tougher, I don't like how Putin's destroying things. He doesn't care. He loves Putin. He lets Putin do whatever Putin wants because it's his brother from another mother. And he'll sit there and he's tough beating on guys who can't stand up to him. But he'll take Ukraine and throw Ukraine into the toilet. And note what's going on. People don't look at foreign affairs. And Trump's hoping that way. But Russia has hit Poland, it looks like. Russia's hitting some other countries. We're sitting here and letting this happen. This is going to hurt us big time. They want to bring Russia back to the gang. Trump should move to Russia, okay? Have a good time. Have a good time. We got to tell you, it's just really bad. Jeremiah, of course they want cheap labor for high profits. That's Trump's game. That's all these guys' game. It's not just Trump. It's the Republicans. It's all of them. It's whoever's putting money in their pocket, because we're going beyond labor. We're talking about them putting real cash in their pocket. Billions. How many billionaires are there in America? They were talking to some billionaire on TV the other day, Joe, and he's sitting there going, Trump's great for business. And I'm sitting there going, what about all the other people who are getting laid off? What about the people who can't afford to buy a car? What about the people who can't buy a house? How's that good for business? Nobody ever asks these guys those answers, because what's good for business means what's good for America, for their pocketbooks, Joe. Now I'm going to turn this over to you again, and I hope you don't freeze. So try to make it at least quickly, and maybe if you're more emotional, your pictures won't freeze, and we won't lose you. So Joe, go for it, Joe.
I'm afraid to talk. I'm going to get disconnected in a second.
Do it quickly.
All right, you make a lot of good points, Mark. It's for me, the issue is what do we do about it? And many of the trends that you cite have been going on for a while, so they predate the current administration. So I think that's part of the frustration.
Not with what we've done with Ukraine, not what we've done with NATO.
No, Ukraine is different. Ukraine, he's definitely selling out to Russia and Ukraine.
Surrender. Makes Afghanistan look like nothing. Surrender. Trump surrendering.
It's very sad. Yeah, it's very sad how he's abandoning our allies and cozying up to dictators. That's not what America is all about. But he has a pattern where he respects people who are powerful and rich and doesn't care about people who need help.
Right, but he's real tough.
His pattern.
He blows up little boats with two.
Blows up the little boats, but for somebody who's powerful, he backs down.
Right, but I don't think he just backs down to him. I think he loves them. I think he loves Putin. He loves them. He loves anybody who can put money in his pocket. You don't think there'll be a Trump Moscow? Come on. All that stuff's going on. We're getting attacked by Russia's cyber attacks. He's not doing anything about it. Trump is doing nothing. Absolutely nothing when it comes to Russia, a major adversary of the United States. He does a lot of talking and he just hurts us, and he's hurting everybody. But at the same time, when he's doing that because he wants his peace trophy, what is he doing for America? What is he doing for people? What is he doing for people out of jobs? Where is any thought about what people who don't have money can do to live? Tell me.
I don't know. I'd be interested to see what people who are in the Mosh Pit, what they have to say. I mean, he promised that he was going to reduce inflation. He hasn't. He was going to create more jobs. He hasn't. He was going to make living more affordable. He hasn't. He was going to bring peace on day one. He hasn't. I mean, what are people happy about? That's the question. I mean, and it gets tired and boring to just say, oh, Kamala would have done this, the Democrats have done that. That's old news. I mean, what has he done to help you? That's my question.
I don't know. I don't think he's doing much of anything except put money in his pocket, Joe. And that's where we are with it. It's like really a sad situation. His poll numbers are down big time. And I'll tell you this, Epstein, bring it on. You don't think they're covering up everything right now? You don't think the Bondi's using the 30 days to erase and redact and take everything out that could hurt somebody they consider a friend and would put yellow marker on stuff that they think would hurt others? You don't think that would happen, Joe?
Yeah.
No.
They passed the law to release the files, and I don't see any files. And
30 days. 30
yeah, well, and when they come out, is it going to be a lot of redacted stuff? That's the question.
Of course it is. Of course, how could it not be? Okay, it's no different than Nixon. It's all going to be just cleaned right out. No ifs, ands, or buts. Just bad stuff. It's just bad stuff. I want to see who these people are. I want to see who all these people are who took advantage of all these women. I want to see it all. Because you know up there. He's hiding something. He's been hiding.
He's acting as if he's hiding something. Yes.
I think he was hiding it. He was such great friends with the guy. And he thought the way he could do it is just be acting like I can hide it and keep it from everybody. And you know Bondi's going to hide everything for her because every time he writes something to her, he goes, "Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Oh, thank you. I'll do whatever you want me to do." Meanwhile, you saw how Comey, in that case where the judge just didn't excoriate the lawyer, have you been seeing that? Where Comey's been charged and it was three counts, and she went in and kind of like erased one of the counts off and sends it up and said, gets one person, two people to go, okay, that's fine. We got 12 people on the grand jury, Joe. And just says, yep, judge, this is what it is. They sit there and then they yell at the judge. It's like what they do is they lie about words. The judge said to her, the judge said to the other side, counsel representing the plaintiff, hey, representing Comey, are you saying she's like a puppet? Are you saying she's like controlled by the president? She goes, the judge said I'm a puppet. I'm controlled by the president. That's not what he said. He was asking the other side, is that what you're saying in your argument? And they came back with humana, because they didn't want to really put a finger on her. And now she's sitting there going, oh, man, he's calling me names. He ain't calling her nothing. We have no justice, okay? We have no, because she's lying. They're all lying there. They don't even want to open up. We should see what she told the grand jury. This is what's going on, Joe. We got a king. The king. He wants it. He's right there, and he's just, I keep saying King George, and I keep looking at Trump. They look alike. They're kind of the same body build, and it's just this intense, I'm the man, and everybody else is nothing. And it's just horrible. And people like him because he can be friendly, and he can be entertaining. And big deal. A lot of people can be friendly and entertaining. But to be like him, I'm sorry, Joe. I've really kind of gone all the way over. I just don't see anything good going on. I just see people in bread lines. I just see people looking for jobs. I just see people not having money. We're going to spend a lot of money in Thanksgiving and Christmas, then see how everybody feels come New Year's, after New Year's, when they got to pay everything, and how happy everybody is when the insurance bills come due, because that's when they come due, after New Year's.
Yeah, well, and I think you're right on your sort of prediction about the Fed reducing interest rates. Or just saw a report on Friday that it looks like there's a good chance that they are going to reduce the interest rate. So you may have been right on that one too.
It hasn't happened yet. I'm not right, but I think you're very nice. I want to note something about my friend Dr. V. A couple of weeks before, we made a kind of private wager that I said to him, interest rates are going down, bet on it. I just think, in fact, I said it a month and a half ago or whatever. And okay. And then all of a sudden, everybody's coming out. Interest rates are going up. Interest rates are going up. I get a text. Interest rates are going up. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I don't know what we're going to do. I write it back and go, Joe, don't worry about it. They're going to cut the interest rate in December. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. And what Joe likes to do is stay up in the middle of the night and
I'm ready to pull the plug on that.
Hey, do everything you can on that. I said, don't stay up in the middle of the night, Ed. Just sit back. So now it looks better. But who knows, okay? I'm convinced it happened. I don't see how, Joe. I think it's all political. How can they not lower interest rates? You got all these people laid off. Forget the last numbers that came out. You can't trust any numbers that are coming out of Washington anymore. You just can't. So you see these numbers. I mean, look, what are your lying eyes? Verizon laid off 13,000 people last week. Your eyes don't lie to you. Just look at the truth of what's going on here. So when you see that kind of stuff going on, they're going to reduce interest rates. And because they're not going to worry about inflation. They're going to say, what can we do? What can we do? Inflation's 3% every year. So it goes 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. What are we going to do? We'll cut it down to 3, 3, 3, 3, 2. But if people are losing jobs, you're not going to just be able to put them back into a job. And I don't think a quarter point makes that much of a difference. But I think it's a head thing. And I think it says to people, the Fed's behind you, and people keep pushing, and people who are down and bummed will start feeling better. So that's what I think is happening. I'm happy you feel that way. We haven't collected yet, folks, but we're hanging in, and I still feel very strong. One day they're going to tell you they're not going to do it. One day they're going to tell you they're going to do it. I don't see how they can't do it. Unemployment's just bad. It's just bad, and they know what's going to happen with insurance, with health insurance on January 1st. How can you do this to people? Like you said, you get a little bit of cost of living increase on Social Security, but everything else went up in price. Same type of situation, and it's just rolling everywhere. So I just don't see how they can't reduce interest rates so that we can have a great stagflation that we've been talking about. Because when they bring those rates into the fives, or try to bring the mortgage rates into the fives, I don't know if they'll be able to. Because I've been telling everybody, watch the 10-year. I know I get into the weeds. 10-year really ain't going down, and that's where it is. I mean, it's staying in the 6s, 6 1/8, 6 3.
It's down from last year.
Yeah, I know, but it's all kind of the state. It's been pretty much the same for the years. It has a top and it has a bottom, and it moves in between. The mortgage rates are staying in the 6s because they're based on the 10-year. You see what the mortgage rate's doing, you got a great idea what the 10-year is doing. Mortgage rates are going up to 6 3/8, 10 years going up. Mortgage rates are coming down to 6 1/8, 10 years going down a little. Pretty much they work in not total lockstep in the lockstep. So when that's going on, I mean, the 10-year is just not gone down. So the question is, remember, the Fed controls short-term interest rates. So they can have a lot of say in the visas and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to homes, they don't have much of a say. They just have to hope that they're showing that they're reducing, it'll work its way through, and everybody else will be reducing. But what good's it reducing if you're losing your job? What good's reducing if you don't have any food? What good's it reducing if you don't have health insurance? I keep coming back to it, but that's what it is. Because what Trump does is he takes us away from where, not just Trump, the reality, the Republicans take us away from what that reality is. I mean, your boy CJ, your boy Vance the other day comes on and goes, give us time. The economy's going to work. Your boy. Now he's begging for time. Vance, another winner. He'll tell you whatever he wants you to hear at that moment when he thinks he knows what you want to hear at that moment.
Right.
But then the next moment he'll tell you something else.
Yeah.
He's just so that's what's going on, Joe. I just don't see it. Kevin, good afternoon. Yeah, go Bears.
Go Bears.
As long as they're not playing the Ravens or the Eagles.
Not on Black Friday though. That's when they go against the Eagles.
Really? Who are the Bears playing today?
I don't know. Who the Bears playing?
Who are the Bears playing, Kevin? We hope they win. Parts for a lot of products are made internationally. America puts those parts together. That's right. And let's keep this in mind also, you Ladamas. Our service business, we provide so much service to the rest of the world. We had an incredible service business. Our service was a positive on the if it was included in the trade deficit, it would have been a trade positive because it's a trade surplus because we did so much service work, but service doesn't get added into that, Joe. That's part of the problem. And let me tell you, Mr. Twan, inflation is going to keep going up. It isn't going down. It's going to keep going up. And the more we keep pushing down interest rates, the more inflation is going to go up. It's stagflation. Pittsburgh, do it, Bears. Do it, Bears. We hate the Steelers. Sorry. We hate the Steelers. Go Bears. Kevin, we're with you. So I love him, man. I don't know. It depends on okay, go Vikings.
Yeah, go JJ McCarthy. He's killing me. He's killing me on my fantasy teams.
Why he's not that good?
I know. I drafted him pretty high, and he's disappointing.
Well, why did you draft him so high?
He was cheap. I thought he was going to be good.
Jeremiah, sorry, I didn't mean to lose you.
Okay, Jeremiah, let's get back on topic.
Sorry.
Jeremiah is upset with the
Came in with the Bears. We had to say something. And I hate the Steelers, but I'm a Ravens fan. So I had to say something. Right on. Kev, there he is. Okay, we're back on this. So yeah, sports is nonsense, unless of course you're involved in that betting stuff. Oh my gosh. The incredible amounts of the fraud and the betting and in basketball and everything. Baseball is just crazy, Joe.
Yeah, Mr. Twan makes a good point that inflation is hard to fix when the Fed prints more money and the dollar depreciates.
Yeah, but that's
taken point.
You got to remember, it's Congress that does that. Congress says, he says, use money for this, use money for that. That's where we are, right on, Kevin. That's where we are. You're right. It's hard. You can't fix inflation because it isn't going to go down. The only time inflation goes down is during a recession or a depression. It doesn't go down otherwise. And if it goes up 1% or 2 every now and then.
If you can keep it around 2%, that's not unhealthy.
Right, which is what they had said to, but you can't. Yeah. Now we're talking 3, which is a full 50% more, right? So it's just really, really tough on that kind of situation. And so it's not just the Fed printing, it's the Congress saying, spend, 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 spend. And what are they spending it on? They don't know. They're just spending it. And then who knows? Nobody knows what's going on with this. It's always deflect them. Of course, it's always deflection. Energy resources. Right. That's what we were saying about it, It's just taking in all that power. And here we have the sun. We have the sun. We have solar energy. He starts smiling every time I say it, Joe does. I'm just such a believer. We live from the sun. Without the sun, there is no earth. There is no living conditions for us to be here to talk about sports nonsense, to talk about all that stuff. And to let that energy just dissipate and disappear makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. And what's happening underneath the earth where all that oil's going out? Are things moving around under there? We can have issues one day? I don't know. Goes up and not down when you say that. If it goes down, I'll give you double. If it gets you goes up, what will you say if it's going to go up? That's called stagflation. 440 trillion in debt. It's just incredible. What can I say? We haven't shifted to any type of deficiency for anything. We're the old ways. Joe, I just think we're in trouble. But it'll work out in the end because we're still the greatest country in the world, and we're still happening. And the people are still among the greatest people in the world, and we will fight and do what it takes to make our country great again. I believe it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, we have Thanksgiving coming up, and sometimes we can get on rants and such that makes people feel down a little bit. But I want to end on more of a positive note that there's still a lot of things to really feel good about in this country and to be thankful for. And I don't know, Mark, do you have anything you're thankful for?
I'm thankful for a lot of things, Joe. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for my country. I'm thankful for being able to win the genetic lottery to be born here in America. I'm thankful for so much. I mean, we have issues. I love to be able to complain. I'm thankful to be able to complain. I'm thankful to get to just sit here and bellyache all the time. I'm thankful we have people who tell us what they think and we can respond with them. I'm thankful you're my pledge brother. Life is good, okay?
Yeah.
And there could be a lot of bad things you got to deal with. I lost somebody. We lost somebody recently.
Yeah.
But you have to work your way through it, and that's what makes it good, and that's how it works. And so, to me, I'm really thankful, and I'm psyched. I see my kids. I'm going to see the grandkids. I'm really excited about that, and eat good. I love eating turkey. I don't eat red meat, as you know, so turkey's great, and all that stuffing I love. That's my thing, man. Gobbling all the way through, and then give me that leg and let me start working on it. How about you? What are you thankful for, Jim?
Well, I mean, as you point out, I'm thankful for a lot of things, but a lot of them have to do with, it's interesting, not material possessions, but relationships. Thankful for spending this time with you, having a mosh pit that interacts with us and that sort of thing. And hopefully people come away with that sense that it's not just getting more and more gold in your throne room, but it's about relationships and working with people and helping people. That's what I think helps people feel better and be healthier. And it just feels to me, the economy is certainly an important issue, and that's probably going to dictate how the election goes. But what's more important ultimately is relationships and getting along with people. And I feel that somehow we're losing that in this country a little bit, and I like to get back to that. That's what makes America great.
We're not going to lose it here, Joe. Not here at me and Dr. V. Mike, we love you too. Thank you. You're a great guy. We do love our mosh pit. We don't care if you agree with us or disagree with us. We just appreciate your time and your effort, and we love America. And when I come back on Wednesday, I'm going to be in down south with my family, getting ready for Thanksgiving. I know people don't like my southern accent, but that's what it is when I go down there. And I kind of keep my head down and just enjoy the food. I mean, it's good old southern cooking.
Are you going to be with some family for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, my kids and my grandkids.
That's fantastic.
Son-in-law and daughter, my kids, and my grandkids and their dog. And I'm being forced to drive because which is a long drive. It's like 10 hours because some people want to see our dog, Tika. So Margaret wants to take him. So my wife wants to take him. So we're going to have to go. So I give in to the grandchildren and I give in to everybody. We're going to drive 10 hours. So Tika could go down and see her whatever, the nieces, nephews, whatever they are, the dog. And she loves Charlotte, their dog. So, what a pain in the butt.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, good. So I'd rather fly and leave a bum home. I love her, but man, what a pain. That's going to be 10 hours. We just got to take our time, cruise on down.
That's all. Just enjoy it.
It's 95. I can't crank up the music too loud, but I'm psyched. I hope you guys are all going to have a great Thanksgiving. But we'll see you Wednesday. I'm going to come on. I hope I have all my technology together then so I can do it. I think I will. You guys are great. Moving to the nice neighborhood, Jeremiah. Well, what can I tell you? It's I can't tell you, my friend. In the end, it always comes back to the connections. It's always that. It's who you know and what it is. We love you all. Thank you all for coming. Spartacus, we love you too. Joe, I love you. And before I go, I want to point out something I'm going to talk about. I want you to think about it. Bertha. You never heard of Bertha. Nobody here has heard of Bertha. Bertha was one of the first real strong women rock groups, 1972. This is the first album. Gabriel Meckler produced them. Gabriel Meckler produced Steppenwolf. Came in and did this. Just so you'll know, because I play this a lot. Shell has passed. Shell has passed, and Liver has passed. But the other two are still alive. There you go. But the other two are still alive. You want to hear some early...
That's early stuff.
Chick rock. It was just incredible. These chicks would just pick up the guitars and go for it, okay? And sing their lungs out. I really love this album, the first Birth album. The second Birth album was okay. My favorite song on here, if you were to ask, is, where are they? It is Too Much Woman for a Henpecked Man. That's my favorite song on the album. It really rocks. This album goes, we love you. Listen to music. Go for it. I'm going to see you Wednesday. Joe's going to see you Wednesday. We appreciate y'all coming. Let's just start understanding, start seeing where we're going. We have to start coming together because we've got insurance rates going up, food going up, jobs going down. We have to start sticking together. We have to start reaching out to one another. We got to really make it happen. And we can, because this is still the greatest country in the world. Joe and Flo, she don't know, because the boy she loves is a Romeo. And that's the way it is.
Period.
Yeah, we'll see you all Wednesday.